So why aren't we having more miracles right now? Hey guys, it's John here on the back deck. It is 7:30 in the morning. It is stunning out here. Not a cloud in the sky. I just saw the news that we might have some severe weather later this afternoon, but right now it is perfect, as is the coffee. Perfect. I wanted to hop on and talk about this concept of miracles because people ask me about that right now, or more accurately, people try to call me on that. Well, why hasn't anybody walked on water now? Why hasn't anybody blah blah blah? And the interesting thing about that comment is that that's called black and white thinking. That's polarity thinking. It's either this or it's that, right? When you look at the ancient texts and you see all these stories of miracles and miraculous events, you find very quickly that a lot of them are a story to give you a point, to give you a reason to believe. But in reality, they're really many of them are just big fish stories. Something really amazing happened, and then they got blown up into a bigger story. Like I said on the video the other day, there's three versions of the walking on water, right? There's all these different ideas and all these different stories and all these different perspectives, and they all have a different reason why they're being sold. But why don't miracles happen now? Who says they don't? Who says they don't? I remember many years ago watching on television, watching a real-time police chase, and the guy was driving a stolen Corvette, and they're driving down the road. He's going over 100 miles an hour, and he goes out to the left lane, and then he tries to jump between two tractor trailers, and he tries to come through, and the front end of his car clips the back of the front tractor trailer, and he loses control of the Corvette. He's going over 100 miles an hour. And this Corvette goes into a roll down the side of the highway at 100 miles an hour. And suddenly, in the middle of the roll, boom, 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 the car keeps going, and the driver's sitting there on the side of the road, and it keeps going. He had only bruises. He was not harmed or hurt in any other way. He had bruises. And the car rolled down the road, was total destroyed. And as it rolled, it just set him gently on the side of the road, and they arrested him and took him away. Right. Is that miraculous? Sure. Now, some people say, well, it wasn't miraculous. That was just, the way it happened. It was just, he got lucky. That's what a miracle is these amazing stories that happen, and then they get blown up into it was a miracle. Another story of a woman who drove into a flood zone and her car ended up going under, and they people kept trying to get her out of the car, and everyone went out there and they're trying to get her out of the car, and they're 4 or 5 people in the car is now underwater, and this one guy just reaches his hands down, suddenly feels her hand grab his. He pulls her up out of the water, and she's saved, and she got brought to life. When they pulled the car out, the window was up and the door was locked. There's no way she could have done it. Right now, could she have gotten that door open down there underwater? No, she couldn't have, because of the pressure against the door. Could not, and she said she didn't. She said she just reached out and was pulled up. Is that miraculous? Sure, it is. How did that happen? People say, well, she must have had the door open or something. Of course, that's exactly right. That's what they believe, right? I tend to believe things like the fact that this world is an illusion, and anything is possible. You can ask mountains to move and it'll move. Nothing's impossible for you. So to me, when I look at the expression of, was it a miracle? Sure it was. But a miracle is just a story about an amazing event that happened. The question then becomes well, how did the miracles happen? How did they happen, right? In the Corvette story, the guy might have totally believed he was indestructible, that he was not going to get hurt, that his belief could have been that he was going to come out of this and survive. And so that's what was given to him, that experience. That woman said, I'm not dying today. I am not dying today. God's name is I am, whatever you ask in God's name. is granted. It's also a present moment declaration of belief. I am not dying today. Bam. She got out, right? I told the story a long time ago. The woman came in with the swelling on her face, and I watched as her swelling went away. I watched as her swelling went away. The only thing that happened there was her belief, right? But why aren't there more miracles today? This is the question I keep getting. Why aren't there more miracles today? Well, the reason there aren't more miracles today is because nobody's categorizing them as miracles. Miracles happened every day, every day somewhere in this world. Was, Antoinette Tuff in that school when that kid walked in with the AR-15? Was it a miracle that she was able to hug him and tell him she loved him and take his gun away and then have the police come in and treat him gently? It was a miracle. It was an absolute miracle. This woman was able to deliver love and let him know he was safe and not going to be hurt. Absolute miracle, right? Yeah. When I was doing metal work, I ended up with spots all through my lungs back in about 6 years ago. Doctor told me there were spots all through my lungs, and he wanted to do a biopsy, but he told me I had to lose some weight first. So he put me on a diet and sent me home for the biopsy. But I said to him, I said, I'm not going to do the biopsy. I said, I'll go home, I'll go lose the weight, and I'm going to rescan again in 3 months. And I went home and I said, I thank you, God, for the perfect health I am receiving. I stopped doing metal work and I started walking and breathing deep and really saying my lungs are healthy and strong and acting as if they were healthy and strong and putting my thoughts, words, and deeds into action. I went back in 3 months and there were no spots in my lungs. His exact words were, there's nothing alarming in your lungs, which I thought was hysterical. Was it a miracle? Sure it was. It was a miracle. Miracles are just amazing things that happen through belief. But how they get the status of miracle is someone declares them a miracle. And then the black and white thinkers, the polarity thinkers, think it's something miraculous that's happening that is so unearthly and ungodly. Miracles happen every day of your life. You want a small miracle? Can't find your car keys. I can't find my car keys. Oh, I am finding my car keys. Bam, there's my car keys. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. You declared it into your experience, right? People get so stuck on the Bible stories and all the ancient mythologies and all of these things, and then they want to argue them. And they want to say, well, hasn't happened, and my life hasn't been miraculous, right? My life hasn't been miraculous. That's the belief that things don't happen for them. And so they don't happen for them. So of course, it's miraculous that nothing's happened for them because they have chosen to believe nothing happens for them. It's a miracle. It's an absolute miracle that nothing's happening for them. If they change their belief, they'd change their outcome. I believe the world is my Amazon.com. I totally put my orders in and it shows up. It's a matter of realizing that in your life, you create the miracles. You're the one who takes the day and says, I am doing this. And you can choose to do anything. And the more you see results of those choices, the more miracles you'll perform in your own personal life. But it's a matter of you stepping into your divinity, just like Jeshua said. Become the God. Ye are gods, right? You step into that idea of the greater works than he has done, I will do. I am doing. I am that I am. And the world will be your miracle because you're creating the miracles in real time. The world will become the space of just miracle creation. Why don't more miracles happen nowadays? They do happen nowadays. You just have to recognize them as miracles. And that's my thought on this. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.